I should get some ice cream. Yeah. Ice cream sounds good. Sounds good right about now. Ah! Hi, I'm JacobTubeHD, and welcome back to the movie. I want to talk about the show where someone can just steal ice cream from my freezer right as I'm recording a different episode. Oh my god. I don't even know why I wanted ice cream. I just craved it. Is this some weird sign? Oh no, am I gonna die? Does this mean I'm gonna die? Okay. Oh. You know, I could have ran into my room and then contemplated my fear of death with my copy of Super Smash Bros. Melee for the GameCube, but I just like being in front of the camera. It's just so comforting. I don't know why. I'm gonna make an assumption, and that assumption's probably gonna be right because I wrote these scripts. But I'm assuming that things are gonna happen that will give me clues as to what I'm reviewing in the next episode, kind of like a premonition. Judging by the fact that ice cream sounds like ice cream, I'm assuming that I'm reviewing the entire Scream franchise, and judging by the fact that I hate myself, it's going to be all 6 movies after reviewing a franchise with 5 films that were all repetitive. Well, at least this one won't be better though, because although Final Destination has very disposable characters, both the franchises have very disposable characters, but you know, at least Scream's got more memorable actors attached to them. You know, the killer may not be death itself, but this time it's 2 people wearing a mask and just being film bros without Twitter, even though I'm not calling that shit X, despite the fact that that joke is dead of making fun of the name. And who the fuck is calling me? I'm using my phone to record the episode.
Hello, Jacob.
Hello, no caller ID number. Oh, are you one of those scam callers? I always wanted to fuck with a scam caller. This is going to be so much fun. This has been a dream of mine.
No, but I do want to ask you a question. What's your favorite scary movie?
You know, I actually don't know. Can you give me some time to think about it?
Wait, what?
Man, I love the fact that I can just hang up calls with my mind. You know, I have weird superpowers when I'm using my phone to record the episode. Well, while I think about that, let's just get started with the first film. This is Scream. This film is about Sidney Prescott, whose mother was murdered a year ago. Around the 1-year anniversary of this murder, Sidney and her friends get strange phone calls from a masked killer that attacks the friend group one by one. Everyone is a suspect in this horror mystery directed by Wes Craven, who did the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. I don't have to mention that, but I just felt like it for some reason. With Scream having its mystery of who is Ghostface, it could be easy for the film to become stale on rewatch due to you already knowing the film's mystery, but Scream has enough in here to keep you coming back. The film shines in its humor, especially when the killers get revealed. Unlike Final Destination, you fall in love with every character in this film, which makes all the deaths more impactful. Ghostface is a menacing entity, especially because this character can be anyone. Also, this film falls into the horror tropes, but it's self-aware of those tropes, which makes the film more interesting, especially since it was released during a time before self-aware humor became mainstream. This slasher revitalized the genre in a fun, self-aware way that will leave you wanting to revisit this gang in Woodsboro. This film gets a 4 out of 5 football boyfriends that can kick someone's ass. Ooh, no caller ID is back.
Thought about your favorite scary movie?
No, because you have to think about what defines scary. Is it a horror film? Is it a thriller? Is it just a film that makes you scared? Because the Emoji Movie scares me. I think he hung up. So that I can get into the next film. This is Scream 2. This film is about our 4 survivors from the last film. Sydney and Randy, who are both in college, as well as Dewey and Gail, who aren't on good terms after her book she wrote about the events of the first film. After 2 people die at the premiere of a new Stab movie, Ghostface returns and is after Sydney and her new friends in college. Scream 2 just feels like the first one, but at college instead of high school. Our 4 main survivors from the last film are excellent and keep us invested in the story and wishing for their survival. Besides that, none of the new characters here are compelling enough to have you falling in love with them and rooting for their survival. Kills are still good, and the reveal is the best part of this film. There's commentary about sequels, but the self-aware sequel humor feels the same as what the first film did, and it doesn't reinvent the wheel or do anything different besides talking about sequels. Overall, Scream 2 is very similar to the first film, which isn't a bad thing, but the new elements here don't hold up to the first film. Scream 2 gets a 3 out of 5 creepy cotton weirds.
Do you know what your favorite scary movie is now so I can kill you?
You know what? I think I got it. It's Scary Movie.
Yes, what is that movie?
I told you, the first one's my favorite. The second one kind of, is good. It's pretty good. But the rest kind of just fall off without the Wayans brothers.
Ugh.
I don't think he likes me, so let's just take a look at the next film. This is Scream 3. This film is about Sidney visiting Gail and Dewey on the set of Stab 3, which Stab is a fictional in-universe franchise about the events that take place in the Scream films. That's a mouthful. Anyway, a new Ghostface attacks the cast of Stab 3, and Sidney and the gang has to stop Ghostface once again. This film talks a lot about final chapters and trilogies because this was supposed to be the last film, which obviously that wasn't the case, and thank God this wasn't the last Scream movie. This is obviously my least favorite film of the franchise. Once again, our new characters are the most bland they have ever been, and you don't care if they live or die besides our returning trio. The most annoying thing in this film is the overpowered voice changer that allows Ghostface to change his voice to sound exactly like a different person, like Dewey or Sidney. This is stupid and a device that wouldn't exist in 2000. Sidney is absent for most of the movie, which makes her appearance here seem pointless if Gail and Dewey are doing so much on their own without Sidney. The reveal is also disappointing, especially knowing that this was supposed to be the last movie. However, not everything is disappointing here since Jay and Silent Bob make a quick cameo. That would make this a 5 out of 5, but I have to be fair. Scream 3 is the weakest in the franchise, having less memorable characters and overpowered objects that just weaken the things that every Scream film gets right. This film gets a 2 out of 5 crybaby directors.
Please tell me you've picked your favorite scary movie so I can get this over with.
Halloween Town.
How is that scary?
The pins and needles scene was very scary. Oh, so what? You can be self-referential, but I can't reference the Halloween Town review I did like 3 years ago? Wow, just wow. Shame on you. Shame on you, person that's trying to murder me. Shame on you. Now let's just take a look at the next film. This is Scream 4. This film is about Jill Roberts, who's Sidney's cousin. A new Ghostface starts attacking her and her circle of friends, causing our surviving trio to return to Ghostface once again. This was the last film Wes Craven directed before he passed away. Scream 4 is definitely a step up in quality from the last 2 films. You don't connect to all the new characters here, but Jill and Kirby are definitely standouts. This film doesn't do too much to mess with the formula, but the one thing this film does definitely is a standout. I won't spoil it, but my jaw was definitely dropped in a way no other Scream film has done. Sidney, Dewey, and Gail are fully utilized here and don't feel like they were forced into this film just because they are the faces of the franchise. This film also has one of the most disgusting kills in the entire franchise. Also, this film does exactly what you expect it to do with how much phones and technology had evolved in between the third and fourth movie. Overall, this film has some of the most surprising elements in the franchise and is the most creative entry since the first film. Scream 4 gets a 4 out of 5 endless number of horror reboots.
For the love of God, please pick your favorite scary movie.
Look, I don't know, okay? Because there's layers to this shit. There's layers to this question. You're not even thinking about it.
What layers? It's a simple fucking question.
Hey, it is never a simple question.
Ugh. Just review the next movie.
I will. This is Scream 5.
Actually, it's just called Scream.
Don't even start this shit. Don't even fucking start this shit. You know, in the last episode, I had to deal with this. Okay, Final Destination 4 was just called The Final Destination. Alright, so don't even fucking tell me that Scream 5 is just called Scream.
I'm not telling you because that's what it is.
Fine. Fine. This is Scream. The 5th one. Not the first one. This film is about a new Ghostface emerging in Woodsboro 25 years after the original murders. This new killer attacks Sam and her group of friends and needs help from our core group of 3 to stop this new threat. This film is commentating on requels, which explains why this film is just called Scream. Also, since this was the first Scream film made without Wes Craven, this film heavily pays tribute to him, even having a character named Wes. This film is the closest I've gotten to connecting to the new characters since the first film. I really fell in love with this new group of characters, especially Sam with her interesting backstory. This one does something unique which I can talk about since the next film spoils that. At the start of every Scream film, someone dies. However, in this film, Tara, who is the character in the opening scene, survives the whole movie. She's handicapped for the whole film, but it still shows that this film is at least trying to break the mold the other films have been trapped in. Dewey and Gale are great in this film, but Sydney is definitely underutilized in this film. Her contribution here does progress the story and character growth of Sam, but Sydney's really only here in the final act. They definitely utilize new technology in this film in very creative ways to kill people. This film does a great job at connecting you to the new characters, despite the fact that it underutilized returning veterans. The 5th Scream film gets a 4 out of 5 torches.
I understand that it's hard for you to figure out your favorite scary movie since I didn't specify what I mean by scary. So what's your favorite horror movie?
Well, you see, there's layers to that one too, because is it my favorite because it's scary? Is it my favorite because it's genuinely a good movie?
Why are you this difficult?
Autism.
I don't know how to respond to that without getting canceled, so I'll just hang up and you can think about how you're going to annoy me some more. Bye.
Okay, guy who isn't Ghostface, but he sure is acting like him. You know what? Let's just dive into the last film for this video. This is Scream 6. This film is about our 4 survivors from the last film, Sam, Tara, Minnie, and Chad, moving out to New York. However, Ghostface follows them to New York and starts going after them and their new friends. This film sees the return of Courtney Cox as Gale and Hayden Panettiere returning from Scream 4 as Kirby. This is the first film where Neve Campbell, who plays Sydney, doesn't return because Paramount would have paid Neve her worth. Honestly, that's probably for the best since there wasn't much story left to tell with Sydney after she got her happy ending in Scream 5. This film proves how great our new core 4 is. I felt attached to some of the new characters, but not as much as I did with the last Scream movie. It's nice to see Kirby back, but I did enjoy her more in Scream 4. Ghostface is the most brutal and badass he's ever been. He's literally holding a shotgun in a bodega. If that's not awesome, then I don't know what is. Some things in this film are very ridiculous and unrealistic, how some people survive, but anything is better than that voice changer in Scream 3. Also, I love the New York setting and how they incorporate the big city into the film, mainly with the tension in the subway scene. Overall, this film is great for people who want to see more of the Scream 5 survivors and to see what Kirby's been up to all these years. There's some surprising twists in this film and a really badass Ghostface, but unfortunately this film suffers due to some very unrealistic moments that will take you out of the experience. Scream 6 gets a 4 out of 5 people dying virgin. Alright, Mr. Unknown Caller ID guy, I don't have a favorite horror movie decided, but I do have a list of my favorite movies and very detailed reasons as to why I love them. Starting with...
Fuck it. You're too complicated to kill. I could have killed so many other people in the time it took you to think of one horror movie that you can consider to be your favorite. You couldn't even think of your favorite horror movie since you just deviated to your favorite movies. I don't know why it's this hard to kill people the way Ghostface does it.
Oh, that sucks. I hope you have a nice day.
Ugh.
Scream is a fun franchise that can poke fun at tropes while doing those exact tropes. Even when films have no characters that you connect with, you still have a core group of 3 that are excellent characters you fall in love with each time. Now there's 4 characters that came out of the 5th film that come close to capturing the same magic the OG 3 captured from that first film and beyond. My favorite film in the franchise is obviously the first one for perfecting every element and quota that the others since haven't hit or hit in the same way the first one did. My least favorite film in the franchise is Scream 3 for having ridiculous elements and underutilizing main characters, leading to a disappointing reveal. Okay. This seems like the part where there would be some sort of hint as to the next franchise I'm reviewing. I don't see any food-related object that could possibly tell me what I'm reviewing next, so... Yeah, I'm just going to go to bed because I deserve it. Because it's exhausting reviewing 11 films in the span of 2 weeks. Like, you don't know how difficult that could be. So I'm going to go to bed because I deserve some shut-eye. Fucking tired. Good night, my copy of Super Smash Bros. Melee for the GameCube. I don't know what I would do without you. Alrighty. Time to get some shut-eye. Whoa. It's a weird-ass dream. It's just my room with a lamp. Oh, wait. Oh, this is a dream. Oh. Oh, this is a dream. God damn it.